Hello. Oh my gosh. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Sharon, aka hold on. Better. Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Sharon, aka the Melanin Nostalgic Runner. And this is another Get Fit With Me series yoga edition. And today we are going to be doing a 10-minute practice. And it's actually by, I think I've only reviewed this person one time. So this is still kind of a newish person that we are adding to the rotation. And it is by the name of, her name is Lisa Copa, I believe is her last name. I'll put her information description as I always do, but this is going to be a 10-minute manifesting mindfulness lower body stretch practice. So we're going to go ahead and get into that fairly soon. The candle that I am currently featuring is still that Texas Breeze, Texas Coast Breeze. I said it was my favorite candle, and it is. So I keep. That's the one I'm on until the weather actually becomes fall weather. We're gonna keep the summer vibes up. In Chicago right now, it's in the 80s, so I am going to be going outside fairly soon. But I feel like, and next weekend, so I already have content filmed. This is just kind of a little bit of a side up before we get into the practice. I already have content filmed that is going to be for this coming weekend and the following weekend, because one of my friends is going to be in town next weekend because it is Marathon Sunday next week, aka the Chicago Marathon, which here is a big deal. It's probably one of the things that brings the most revenue to our city. And yeah, it's going to be like a mini party in the best way possible. And a couple of my running groups are going to be having aid stations to help support the people who are running. I ran it last year, and it wasn't my best time. And I actually had a wardrobe malfunction in the middle of the marathon, and I just had to thug it out. And I rubbed my skin completely raw as a result of the wardrobe malfunction I had. You could guess in the comments what happened. I'll maybe share a story time with it later of what exactly happened, just in the spirit of Marathon Sunday. But yeah. So with that being said, yeah, let's get into the practice though. In today's practice, we are actually going to be starting lying down. And once we have gotten lying down, making sure our feet is still on the mat. So, but lying down, we then are going to do some variations of the pigeon, just stretching our hamstrings, and then also on top of that, doing some cross-legged moves where we're kind of doing like a lotus pose, but like a lying down lotus pose, as well as we'll also have some extensions, like leg extensions, where the twist is involved on both sides. But pretty much all of this practice is going to be seated, and most of it is going to be lower body work, as the video mentions. And also we will close it with a happy baby into Shavasana. So it is pretty quick and straightforward and to the point, and a lot of it is holding the pose. So I would call this more of like a yin yoga practice where you're holding the poses for a couple breaths. Anyways, I hope you do enjoy this content, and really this is going to be all I'm saying for this video. I think I mentioned in a video before, I'm going to change my approach and actually just mention when it's 10 minutes or less, everything that's going to be occurring in the video, instead of the step-by-step as what I've done in the past. Let me know which one you prefer though in the comments, please. Hi, so that does conclude the practice for today. How I would rate it, I am going to give this practice a solid 9. It was really, really good. She She has a very soothing voice, number one. Number two, all the moves flow together super well. That was one thing that's really nice. Super well. It just it flowed together super well. Like every move made sense. One thing that was nice, I kind of wish, and this is just kind of like my little mini critique about it, was that for some of the poses, and most of the poses by all means are pretty chilled and very relaxed and very much like restorative yoga / stretching. But where we had our legs straight, she mentioned having a strap while we were doing it the first time around. But I guess for me, if I know that I'm going to possibly have something where you will potentially need a strap, I would have mentioned that you might want that at the very beginning of the practice. I always have it on deck for me just because I know I'm not the most flexible person, but I just know that that particular stretch for people who are a little bit more flexible, that's still kind of it's an easy-ish stretch, but it also does require a lot of flexibility to be able to have your legs completely straight and then also be able to touch your feet with your legs being completely straight and then doing like the twist. That is something where it requires a ton of flexibility. So it can be challenging for people. For me, it kind of is. Also because it probably doesn't help that I'm kind of on the taller side. So my legs, I have legs for days, but my torso isn't super long either. But it's longer than probably most people who are average in height. So maybe that ratio is a little bit more difficult. Anything for me like with that is a little bit more difficult for me to do. So that's just kind of the only critique I have is that I would have mentioned that at the beginning before we started the practice to have a strap on deck, because that's just one of those things I always just appreciate whenever someone does, is a yoga instructor on YouTube. Tell mention what you might need. Don't just assume everyone knows that, because there are people that, go to your channel that might be very, very new to yoga and maybe have never taken a yoga class or anything before, or really never done yoga before. So that's the only critique I had. Other than that, it flowed amazingly. My legs do feel a little bit better because I did do a lot of walking and I stood a lot yesterday. And this was even after the day before where I didn't get a lot of sleep. So I was outside yesterday. I'll just say that. I was outside. It's still summer weather here, even though it's the fall. And my allergies yesterday weren't so bad. Today they're bad again, but they were not bad yesterday at all. So, and this is almost October. So we had some fun fall things that a lot of us did yesterday. And so but I'm sore as a result because I was standing and walking around like to where I was going. That was like a 2-mile walk and a 2-mile walk back. So I walked about 4 miles yesterday. It was a good day. Anyway, but yeah, that pretty much concludes the video. Please like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you get anything out of the content. It's your girl Sharon, aka the Melanin Nostalgic Runner, and I will see you next time. Bye.